we've got our eye on everything. Games coming up all over the ESPN networks as you get a look around here as we send it out. The whip continues now with Rob Stone and Danny Cannell.
All right, thank you, Dari. Beautiful conditions here in Death Valley as number 9 Clemson on Senior Day hosts Wake Forest in a meeting that will go a long way in determining this year's ACC Atlantic Division champion. The Tigers are on top at 5-1, and a win would secure their spot in Charlotte for the Dr. Pepper ACC championship game. However, should Wake Forest win, they would need just a victory next Saturday at home versus Maryland to go to the title game. And don't count out yet those Florida State Seminoles. Well, Clemson has had a week off to stew and chew over their last game, a road defeat at Georgia Tech, which knocked them from the ranks of the unbeaten. They used the bye week to refocus, get back to fundamentals, and maybe most importantly, heal, get healthy. That Georgia Tech game, they were without their leading rusher, Andre Ellington, due to a bad ankle. Ellington very close to 100%. He is ready to go and will start today. Also, their highly touted tight end, Dwayne Allen, his painful turf toe, which limited him, couldn't even run those deep routes versus Georgia Tech. He is very close to 100% right now. But Wake Forest, they also enter off a defeat. Last Saturday at home, they fell to Notre Dame. Now another hit for them. Their leading rusher, Josh Harris, did not even make the trip with them today. He may be shut down for the rest of the regular season due to a bad hamstring. More bad news for Wake Forest. They still have to defend Sammy Watkins. Watkins, 5 100-yard receiving games, 10 touchdown receptions. For more on the true freshman, we send it fieldside and Danny Cannell.
Thanks, Rob. Sammy Watkins is not only the best freshman receiver in the country, he might be the best receiver in the country regardless of class. Let's look at what Sammy Watkins does to this Clemson offense and how defenses have to be aware of where he is on the field at all times. Sammy Watkins is the type of player that defenses have to account for at all times and be aware of where he is on the field. They'll even adjust their coverages and slide linebackers cheated in his direction to make sure they cover him. Here, Sammy just runs a fade route, and the middle linebacker cheats just enough towards his route. But when he does, that creates a lot of open space in the middle of the field. The other linebackers jump up on a little play action pass, and when they do, Taj Boyd finds a touchdown in the end zone. The other thing Sammy Watkins does is he beats you deep. You can preach all week long to your safeties to stay back, keep them in front of you, but if they hesitate for a second, it's too late. Here's Sammy on the outside, running a double move route. The safety hesitates for that fraction of a second, and when he does, Taj Boyd beats him big, and Sammy Watkins makes those catches with his hands. It's a pretty thing to watch. And lastly, for the defenses, they'll line up Sammy Watkins in the backfield. Linebackers trying to identify where he is in the field. Does he have the ball? And when you have Andre Ellington back there as well, it puts them in a bind. And when Sammy Watkins gets the ball on the edge, he is almost uncatchable. For Maryland, luckily they had a safety deep here to push him out of bounds to prevent the touchdown. You better be aware of where he is. And if defenses want to stop Sammy Watkins, they better know where he is at all times. Don't over-adjust your coverage toward him, and just keep him in front of you and don't let him beat you for that big play.
Well, Danny, when folks decide to double-team Watkins, this guy's the beneficiary. That's sophomore DeAndre Hopkins. He has 4 scoring grabs and should easily go over 600 yards receiving for the season today. The guy who's been delivering it to those two all season has been Taj Boyd. The sophomore wasn't so sensational last game with 2 picks, but the ACC leader in total offense prime for a bounce-back game. Clemson, Wake when we return. And welcome to the ACC on ESPN. Coming away from Clemson, South Carolina, where today the 13-time ACC champion Tigers at 8-1 and number 9 in the BCS standings host Wake Forest. The winner will take charge of the ACC Atlantic Division. Clemson, with the victory, would be in the ACC championship game in early December. Wake must win today and next Saturday to take the title, and Florida State still lurks in the Atlantic picture. Absolutely beautiful afternoon here in Death Valley. Glad you're with us. Rob Stone, Danny Cannell. Boy, is it nice to finally talk about football on the field this week. look back at the season that Clemson and Wake Forest have had already, and you have to speculate, you have to figure, because it's played that way out, that the two number 2s are going to have a massive impact today.
Clemson's number 2 is a special player. You look at Sammy Watkins, he's got burst, he's got acceleration, he's got hands. You package that all in one person, and you have a lethal combination. On the other side, Chris Gibbons, their number 2 for Wake Forest. He's doing pretty well in his own right. He leads the ACC in reception yardage. These two players could have a shootout today and go toe-to-toe statistically.
Top 2 receivers in the ACC, and both of them have sophomores throwing it to them. There is Sammy Watkins, the true freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, currently leads the ACC, 4th in FBS and all-purpose yards, and another jam-packed crowd here at Memorial Stadium.
There aren't many football atmospheres better than this one.
Wake Forest won the toss, elected to receive. And we are underway from Death Valley. Morel Noel inside his 5. Breaks one tackle, goes backwards, he's in big trouble. And down at about the 2.
Trouble from the get-go there. Beautiful kick by the Clemson kicker, cornering that coverage, pinning Noel in the corner where he had nowhere to escape. Thank goodness he found his way out of the end zone, preventing the safety.
So the sophomore quarterback, Tanner Price from Austin, Texas, backed up deep on their opening drive. Traffic around here, and Danny, we know this firsthand, is very interesting and difficult. Wake had problems, didn't get here till about an hour ago. The give to the fullback, Tommy Bohannon, trying to give them some breathing space. Pickup of 1, maybe 2.
This Wake is just trying to buy themselves some room to work with for their quarterback, and it's a struggle. This is the 108th ranked rushing offense in the country.
Crowd is into it on senior day. Second and 9. Brandon Pendergrass the give. Across the 5 towards the 10. We'll give him 5 on second down.
Well, let's look at Wake Forest's impact player. Let's go with Michael Campanaro. He's on the other side of Chris Gibbons, so when those coverages rotate to Chris Gibbons, he gets a lot of opportunities to catch the ball. And for Clemson's defense, their big guy inside, Brandon Thompson, he is a dominant force in the middle of that Clemson defense.
3rd and 3, opening drive of the game from Memorial Stadium. Low snap, Price handles it well. The lefty slings one across the middle. First down, Demon Deacons. Michael Campanaro with the game's first reception. Campanaro, a sophomore from Clarksville, Maryland.
There's a look at our impact player, Campanaro. Tanner Price just finding him on a quick hitting route. Expect to see a lot of those types of throws. You'll get guys in the slot. If Clemson plays soft out there, Tanner Price will take those quick, easy throws all afternoon long.
Play action, going long is and Campanaro has it and then drops it close to the 40. Rashad Breeland, one of the cornerbacks back there, but Campanaro had a chance for this one.
He had a step out there at the last second. Breeland got his hand up there, but really Campanaro's got to come down with that catch on the road. In this environment, you can silence the crowd with a play like that if you can come up with a completion.
2nd and 10 for Wake. Pendergrass.
And I really feel like Wake is going to struggle to establish that ground game. The key thing is they just need to stay committed to it. It may not work, but it'll keep the linebackers honest, keep the safeties honest, which will open up things in their passing game.
Jim Grove, the head coach, in his 11th year at Wake Forest, 67-64. While with the Demon Deacons is just 6-22 versus ranked teams. 3rd and 10. Need to get it to the 27.
It's a dangerous down for Wake.
1st down. Now back-to-back completions on 3rd down to move the chains. There's Chris Givens, a gain of 13 on his first reception.
Beautiful pocket movement by Tanner Price, just sliding a little bit to his left, buying just enough time, and when he does, it gives the receivers an opportunity to get open. There, Tanner Price keeping his eyes down the field, delivers a perfect pass, and this is what offensive coordinator Steve Labotsky really liked about Tanner Price, his ability to slide that pocket.
Givens now 2 yards shy of 1,000 receiving for the season. Price intended for Pendergrass. 8th play of this drive coming up. Again, they started on their own too after a fiasco of a kickoff return. Converted 2 opportunities through the air on 3rd down to move the sticks. Now 2nd and 10. Price much more comfortable than last year. He wasn't quite ready for the big stage. He had to jump in as a true freshman due to an injury to Ted Stakaitis. The coaching staff telling us this week, well, he had a lot of big eyes last year. Not so much this season. High snap, handled by the running back. And a big hole up the middle and a 1st down to midfield is Pendergrass.
Well, a lot of teams will snap the ball directly to their back, but that was not Wake Forest's intention on this play. Goes right through the hands of Tanner Price. But look at Pendergrass, just catches it and says, hey, I'll take this ball right up the middle. Little 19-yard gain off that mishap. Maybe they should install this in their offense. I'm sure the defense was looking around saying, where's the ball? Where'd it go? Big break for Wake Forest.
Just how they dialed it up. 9th play of the drive. A conventional handoff to Pendergrass. Give him 3, so 2nd and 7 coming up. Brandon Thompson, the big guy at nose guard with the tackle.
You know, Tanner Price is a guy I watched twice last year and really saw him struggle at the quarterback position as a true freshman. And I don't think people realize what a challenge it is to absorb an entire offense and try to take over a team. And you can see the maturity level, how much he has grown and looks so much more comfortable running this offense.
A little end around action. Givens trying to get to the corner at the 45, and he's pushed out of bounds shy of the 1st down marker by Xavier Brewer, who was moved to safety from cornerback in the game versus Georgia Tech, and he remains there today. This will be 3rd and short after the gain of 5 by Givens.
And really, that play had Clemson fooled, but it was the defensive end, Stanholm, who really caused Givens to go out wide and lost a lot of ground to get around him.
Wake Forest 2 for 2 on 3rd downs already today. This is a 3rd and 2, their most manageable 3rd down of the day. Delayed give. I don't think he got it. Give him a yard, so 4th and 1 coming up.
Interesting there. I think Wake Forest went with a check with me where they went with a numbers game, because a lot of people say, why did they run it there on a 3rd and 3? But the Clemson defense only had 6 in the box. Tanner Price knows that if they have the numbers game advantage, he can run that. They tried. Clemson just too much defensively on that play.
That's DeAndre Hopkins, the sophomore from Central South Carolina, standing at his 10. Alex Wolfa, the sophomore from Jacksonville, to punt it. Takes his time. Over the head, drops inside the 10 and down at the 1-inch line. Now they're going to say it touched the goal line, and it will come out to the 20.
Let's take a look at this bounce. And man, Clemson has a long way to go. That was...
Jim Grobe having a word with the officials, as well he should. A.J. Marshall, Dan, as we look back at this, he goes in the end zone but comes out. They ruled that he did not have possession,
which I think is very disputable. He's got two hands on the football, plenty of room to work with. He never juggles it. No, he absolutely has the football in his possession. And you mentioned the fact that he went in the end zone. In the college game, you are allowed to do that. As long as you get back out, you can catch the ball. If it's the NFL, he's not allowed to come back and do that.
Now, this is a reviewable play. The officials in the replay booth are saying it crossed the plane into the end zone. So that is why Clemson has it at the 20. What a big swing. Tajh Boyd at quarterback. Andre Ellington, nothing on first down, maybe a few feet. Tristan Doherty.
And Tajh Boyd has to shake off his last game. Had his offensive coordinator, Chad Morris, said was his worst performance of his career. So they need to get him off to a strong start this afternoon.
He threw 2 interceptions 2 weeks ago versus Georgia Tech. Wake Forest D showing up. Doherty, another hit. Kyle Corrals there as well, a gain of only 1. So now 3rd and 8. There's the numbers for Boyd in their last game 2 weeks ago at Georgia Tech. Also did not have a lot of success running the ball, did Boyd. They expect to see more of that. They've got 4 receivers right now for Clemson. Watkins right here at the bottom of your screen.
And they spread you out to make you tackle all these athletes in space, create one-on-one tackling opportunities.
Watkins, first down, still on his feet. Morel Noel with the tackle after the big gain for first down.
Sammy Watkins on the outside is just going to run an in route. It's an easy concept for a quarterback to read, but watch what he does after the football. That's what makes him so special. It's that burst after the catch.
That one went for 21 yards. Ellington, another carry. And the officials with a conversation there. 2nd and 7 coming up. There's Andre Ellington, did not play in their last game due to a left ankle sprain. Has also been battling some hamstring issues. Boyd rolling to his left. Throws one up and out of play. As we take a look at our impact players today.
Well, for Clemson, it's Andre Ellington who's back in the backfield. He's been hampered by an ankle injury, a hamstring injury. Really helped him to have the bye week to get healthy. And for Wake Forest, it's their safety. He is the last line of defense. Josh Bush had a big game last week, 2 interceptions. He's going to have to make sure he knows Sammy Watkins is in front of him the entire afternoon.
Pump fake over the middle, first down. Jaron Brown, the 6'2" junior. And again, both these teams early on having success passing it on 3rd down.
This offense for Clemson is built around making defenders move where you want them to. That time, Tajh Boyd, little hesitation, pump fake to the outside, so it opened up the inside lane, which he threw to.
That one went for 15, 1st and 10 from the 40. DJ Howard now in at tailback. Redshirt freshman from Lincoln, Alabama.
So many weapons for this Clemson offense. Really puts a huge strain on everybody on the defensive side of the ball.
Give to Mike Bellamy, and Bellamy with the first down. Another true freshman for Clemson. That one goes for 8.
What Clemson wants to do is get guys one-on-one in space. That's exactly what happens to safety Quarles. Watch right there, number 5 just gets juked out of his shoes by Mike Bellamy. That's exactly what Clemson wants, those one-on-one matchups in space.
Watkins. So dangerous.
So you always have to be aware of where he is on the field. This time they're going to run a reverse with him right here. He's going to come to the backfield, and they're just going to flip it to him. And once he gets outside, Taj Boyd leading the way. Big 23-yard gain for Sammy Watkins. Almost had a touchdown if he might have taken it to the outside.
First and goal for the Tigers. Ellington. Touchdown, Clemson.
Amazing what a bye week can do to get you healthy. Andre Ellington looked like he had some fresh legs on that run.
Seven 7-0 Tigers. 10 plays, 80 yards. Andre Ellington with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. 7-0 for number 9. Four different Tigers carried the ball on that drive. Andre Ellington, the last to touch it, and he has Clemson up 7-0.
Watch Sammy Watkins, the impact he has. He lines up on the outside, comes in the backfield, but Andre Ellington's going to take the handoff inside. What you have here is basically an option play. Taj Boyd has the option to keep this ball and run it on the outside with Sammy Watkins, but gives it to Ellington, which creates a mismatch on the inside. You just get guys on the island all the time, and you see the weapons. Andre Ellington able to just a little spin move there to get the ball in the end zone. So much stress on the defense.
That is Spencer Benton. He is back from a shoulder blade injury suffered versus Virginia Tech. He is their kickoff specialist and a big part of their special teams. Also a heck of a tackler. Played linebacker and safety in high school. Leads Clemson all time and tackles by a kicker. That kick, nothing to write home about. Bounces to Noel, and a much more positive return for Noel this time than his first encounter. That's where Wake will start it when we return. But first, here's Dari in the studio.
All right, Rob, Nebraska, Penn State. Nebraska, obviously emotions running high. We'll keep you posted on this game all day long. But Devin Still gets to and sacks Taylor Martinez. Neither team has done much offensively. It's scoreless 6 minutes in.
Penn State with a 2-game lead in the Leaders Division there, a win, and they would clinch a berth in the Big Ten championship game. Pendergrass, maybe 2. We seek our friends on Twitter to give us their response to who will play in the ACC championship game. Send your response on Twitter to @ESPNU. My guess right now is going to be Clemson versus Virginia Tech in a rematch, but
you're going with the obvious choice.
That's how I roll.
You're calling no upset. You're just, that's a safe bet. Wake Forest might have something to say about that, though.
Wake Forest controls their destiny. A win today and a win at Maryland. They're going to the ACC championship game. Complete to Campanaro. Campanaro has been really their go-to guy here in the first quarter. Another chain-moving reception for Campanaro.
In the slot, just going to run a quick-hitting slant route. And this is what Wake Forest is built on. These quick throws, get it out of Tanner Price's hands quickly to avoid that Clemson pass rush. Really neutralize those guys up front when you don't hold on to it.
Third completion of over 10 yards. That one went for 17. Price under pressure. Lobs it, complete to Pendergrass, across the 50.
It might not look like a lot, but Tanner Price, watch him just drift away from the pass rush. Clemson bringing a blitz, buys himself enough time to flip it out there to Pendergrass and keeps them in a manageable situation. That's what this game is going to be about for Wake Forest, keeping these down and distances manageable.
3 receivers to the left of Price on 2nd and 4. The give to Pendergrass across the 50. Depending where they mark it, that should be a first down. And it will be.
Wake Forest, Steve Labotsky, their offensive coordinator, is going to have to do runs like that all afternoon just to try to keep Clemson off balance. That time they had the 3 wide receivers to the left, run a little run to the right, try to get those numbers in their favor.
Last year, the Wake offense changing almost weekly due to injuries, changes at quarterback. They've been much more settled this year, hence the big turnaround. 5 and 4 overall. Completion to the 40-yard line to Givens. You know, at this time last year, Danny, Wake Forest was 2 and 7 and eliminated from bowl contention. Here they are at 5 and 4 overall, 4 and 2 in the ACC Atlantic play, and controlling their own destiny in ACC play.
They were bad last year, and it's not an insult. Jim Grove would be the first one to say it.
Price. Another completion to Campanero. And should be another first down. Rashad Breeland, the redshirt freshman from Allendale, South Carolina, pushing him out. Wake has looked very impressive on both of their drives.
Well, Wake Forest, I really like the play calling right now. They run what they call get-off throws, which means they're going to get the ball in Tanner Price's hands and get it out quickly. And that's what we've seen. Very effective for this passing game for Wake Forest so far. That
one went for 8 yards, 1st and 10 from the 32.
They talked about setting up the spots where they could take a shot.
They're looking, batted down at the line, and just swatted down by Price. He probably could have caught that one and kept the play going.
Well, they told us, his coaches said he's not the best runner. He can get it done, but he's not the best runner. And I probably would have done the same thing.
They didn't mention,
bat it down.
They didn't mention anything about receiving, though.
No. Well, that would have been a loss of about 8, so it was actually a pretty good move for him to bat that down.
It looked like Karch Karai up there spiking it down.
That was actually, I mean, that's what you're coached to do as a quarterback. That ball's in the air, and you're going to take a loss, bat it down, make sure it doesn't get picked off.
Those Price's numbers. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 32. Looked like an option. Who says he can't run? Right to the first down marker is Tanner Price.
Well, interesting showing. You know, they said he's not an option quarterback, but they have just enough plays to keep defenses honest. This time running the option on the outside, Brandon Pendergrass, his pitch option, keeps it himself and shows a little athleticism. You gotta like that. I mean, really in the collegiate game today, you have to be able to do it with your legs.
We're gonna measure this one. But what great play calling early on by offensive coordinator Steve Labotsky, and the execution as well by the Demon Deacons, particularly on 3rd down.
And a big concern for Wake Forest was protecting Tanner Price, and they really neutralized that with the play calling by getting the ball out of Tanner Price's hands, not having him hang on to the ball in the pocket. It's really helped.
Wake's been struggling a little bit here. They have lost 2 in a row for the first time this season. They've dropped 3 of their last 4. The numbers are going in the wrong direction. But again, they are in position to go to the ACC championship game in Charlotte on December 3rd. A game you can see live on ESPN. A game that was announced this week has sold out already. 3rd and just inches on the 9th play of this drive coming up.
Wake Forest a little slow getting the play calling. Probably a quarterback sneak.
And there it is. Danny Cannell's favorite play in the playbook.
You know that was my favorite to run. I always wanted to call an audible, but I was worried I'd get benched. Because a lot goes on after that quarterback sneak. That's what you don't like. A little extracurricular activity under that pile. But Tanner Price just using his big framework, falling forward, the offensive line giving him a crease.
Price 6'2", 205, another first down.
Got to wonder when that shot is going to come.
Givens, their star receiver, number 2 at the bottom of your screen. They stay on the ground. Pendergrass almost to the 15. Gain of 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4.
And if you're Wake Forest, you have to come in playing against Clemson with a mindset you have to score every time. Clemson's offense is so powerful, so dynamic that you've got to be prepared to go toe-to-toe with them.
Minute and a half left in the first quarter. Wake Forest trying to equalize. Price over the middle, complete. Danny Dembury inside the 5.
Tanner Price is just picking apart this Clemson defense like a surgeon. Precise throws, getting it off quickly, taking the pressure off his offensive line. Really impressed with the way Wake is able to move this football.
That one went for 12 yards. Danny, reflect back to last week. Twice in the 4th quarter, Wake Forest had 1st and goal and came away with no points. Play action, wide open. Touchdown, Wake Forest. Cameron Ford, the tight end. Three-yard touchdown grab by Ford, his 2nd of the season.
The ruling on the field was complete in the end zone for a touchdown. The previous play is under review.
I think they just want to make sure that it was a touchdown. But from what I saw, Cameron Ford came down with a foot in bounds and possession. There's possession, there's a foot and a knee and a hip. Whatever else you want to say, he's clearly in. Possession the whole time. Beautifully executed play call. Beautiful pass and beautiful catch. Doesn't get much better than that.
And he was wide open out there too, Danny.
Well, they ran a play action. That's what caused him to spring open in the back of the end zone. That's your most basic play action call in a goal line situation, what they ran right there. Just gonna have a fullback in the flat and the tight end in the corner route. Nice touch pass. And I think there's no way that this is not called a touchdown.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Twelve plays, 73 yards in 4:40. Tanner Price was lights out on that drive. 6 of 7 for 49 yards and a touchdown. And this to tie things. Splits it 7-all here in Death Valley.
And Wake Forest toe-to-toe so far with this Clemson offense, tying the game up. Beautiful throw and catch. Price to Ford.
Both these teams trying to play for the ACC Atlantic Division title. Clemson will take it with a win. Wake must win today. And Wake Forest tied at 7s with number 9 Clemson, courtesy of that 12-play, 73-yard drive. Both these teams offensively, Danny, have got it going on. We've only had 3 combined possessions. We've already seen 209 yards and 14 points.
In both drives, really methodical in nature, just going up the field. No real huge plays, just a bunch of good plays strung together.
Sammy Watkins and Jerron Brown back to return this one. Watkins splits to the left, and he'll go to Watkins. Fields it inside his 10. Watkins trying to get outside. 30, 40, and out of bounds. Guy does it all. Coming up later today, witness college basketball history. Coach K looks to tie Bobby Knight for the most wins by a men's Division I head coach when number 6 Duke takes on Presbyterian. And after that one, number 1 in the land in college football. LSU will take on Western Kentucky. Both of those live today on ESPNU. You want another number one? How about tomorrow, 4 o'clock, number one North Carolina in action on the U.
Who's doing that
versus
game?
UNC Asheville. Jay Williams is doing that game. Up the middle. Hard to gain on first down for Boyd. Closing seconds here of the first quarter. That one will go for 5. Justin Jackson, number 39, with the tackle. Had a career-high 8 tackles last week in that home loss to Notre Dame. 2nd and 4. Should be the last play of the quarter. Mike Olson sniffing that one out, the starting middle linebacker today. Loss of 1.
A great open field tackle. They're going to have to make a bunch of those all day long if they want to stop Clemson. Taj Boyd thought about the bubble pass, kept it himself, but Olson was all over it.
Hey, Danny, are you in the mood for a feel-good story?
Let's hear it.
It's a good one. We give new meaning to the football term taking a knee. Ooh, shiny rock, we just gave it away. Great moment when we return.
ESPN College Football is streaming live on your computer, tablet, or smartphone via WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app.
Magical moment 7 minutes before kickoff. Mason Cloy, the senior, taking a knee, and his longtime girlfriend, Shannon Headley, she went into the prevent D, it looks like, dropped back, and finally the acceptance on the marriage proposal on senior day in front of Mason's parents, who were down there on the field for the senior day ceremony, and nobody knew about it except for us and a couple other little cameras. So congratulations to Mason and Shannon Headley, and congratulations to Teron Brown on another big play there for the Tigers.
And what a tight window that ball was thrown in by Taj Boyd. Thought he was a smidge late on the throw, but found just enough of a crease to get it to Teron Brown for an 18-yard gain.
A lot of offense in the first quarter, but time of possession dominated by Wake. They had it for over 10.5 minutes. On 1st and 10, Boyd dropping back, looking, and is picked almost. Should have had it was Josh Bush. Tried to jam that one into Watkins, but Bush should have had an interception, his 6th of the season it would have been.
And man, a missed opportunity for Bush. Here, watch this, just in the slot. Watkins is going to run straight up the field. Taj Boyd just a hair late on this throw. Bush tracking it the whole way, comes over, reads it, jumps in front, just doesn't come up with the interception. That was actually DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver.
Would have been his 3rd in 2 games. Boyd will go back to the air. Nope, now he'll run it. Stuffed at the line, surges forward for maybe a yard or 2. So 3rd and long coming up for the Tigers. Dabo Sweeney in his 3rd season as the full-time head coach. There's his numbers, 27 and 16, trying to get back to the ACC championship game. Boyd over the middle, tipped and dropped down. Good extension there by Justin Jackson to get his hand on it.
You know, Taj Boyd coming off his worst performance of his career. That's how Chad Morris described it. Struggling a little bit on this drive. I thought he forced the pass to DeAndre Hopkins that was almost picked off, and that one there just looked a little slow to pull the trigger. And this offense really relies on Taj Boyd's performance. And right now, Clemson is thinking about going for it because of where they are on the field. They're in that no man's land. They have a lot of confidence in their offense, so they're going to try to get a big 4th down conversion right here.
4th and 8, early stages of the 2nd quarter. From the 36, Boyd to his left, tall, complete, 1st down. Guess who? Sammy Watkins.
And that's just one-on-one matchup on the outside. Solid protection for Taj Boyd. And look at the hands that he used. Sammy Watkins catches it with his hands and the presence of mind to extend the ball for the first down.
Gain of 13. 5 wideouts right now shown by Clemson. And intercepted. Zach Thompson, the sophomore from Ashburn, Virginia, steps in front of it, and the first turnover of the game.
So many times you take these little bubble passes for granted. You just assume they're going to be there. Watch Zach Thompson. Bottom of your screen, right there. Great recognition. He's getting blocked. Slows up, puts one hand out. Look at him, stops right there, and just becomes a basketball defender batting down a pass. But not only does it bat it down, bats it to himself. What an athletic play by Zach Thompson.
His dad was a high school coach in Virginia. Maybe he taught them that in the backyard. What a play by the defensive end. His first career interception. Wake goes back on offense. Pendergrass, another carry, getting a lot of the load here with Josh Harris. Unable to play today and probably for the rest of the season, and the woes continue for Boyd. That's his 3rd interception in about a game and a half worth of action.
Really, on those bubble passes, sometimes mentally you just kind of shut off. Say, I'm just going to flip it out there. Got to be aware of those defenders, though.
2nd and 3. Pendergrass trying to pick his way through the middle on the left side. Gets close to the 45 before Jonathan Willard and a couple of other Tigers bring him down.
One thing Wake Forest can really do to help their defense is control that time of possession, which they've done an outstanding job of today. The first quarter, they held the ball 10 minutes to Clemson's 4. There's the total time for the game. You can see they're clearly handling that football. The more they can do that, the more they can keep Taj Boyd and Sammy Watkins and company on the bench, the better off they are.
3rd and inches. From the shotgun is Price. Pendergrass. Short. Cortico Hawkins with the tackle. He had 15 2 weeks ago versus Tech.
They went right at the heart of this Clemson defense. See penetration early, and then Cortico Hawkins just reads it perfectly, gets enough of the ankle there. That's all you need to trip up the running back to hold him short.
And Wake will send out the punt team. DeAndre Hopkins will be back deep to return this one for the Tigers. He's at his 22 right now. Wolfeck again taking his time, sends a nice towering punt, lands inside the 5 and into the end zone again. 55-yard punt. Clemson will take it over at the 20 when we return to Death Valley. Taj Boyd having his issues, so why not? Let's go to the Wildcat.
Look at the struggles.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins will play quarterback right now. You see the recent struggles for Boyd. Watkins, direct snap, run it up the middle. Close to a first down. Boyd comes out now, and now you saw those numbers. Boyd, 3 interceptions over the course of about the last game and a half.
Sammy Watkins is the type of player that you build your offense around. Find ways to creatively get him the football.
Boyd with the handoff. Jello Orange with the tackle. And the spot appears to be just shy of a first down.
Clemson coming off of an off week. That's your biggest concern as a coach offensively, just how much your rhythm is lost, and you know, because you didn't have a game, you kind of get out of sync.
And the Tigers have had problems starting strong through much of this season. There's a powerful run by Ellington to get a first down, but you know, they found themselves on the road at Maryland, twice down big time. They had it last 2 weeks ago versus Georgia Tech. Again, slow starts and having to come back.
So look at Ellington looking healthy, getting through that hole. And Clemson really, they've been moving the football. It's just been 2 mistakes by Taj Boyd. Why they haven't scored each drive.
That one went for 10 for Ellington, so a first down. Timeout by Clemson. First and 10 from the 39 for the Tigers when we return to Death Valley. Clemson, with a win this afternoon, would win the AC Atlantic Division and clinch a berth in the ACC championship game in Charlotte. Wake Forest must win today and then win versus Maryland next Saturday to claim the Atlantic. And Florida State still lurking, but boy, they need a lot of things to go their way, including a win today at home versus Miami. Play action, Boyd drops one in, and great grab by Ellington. Down at the 42. Wonderful body control.
So many times teams forget about the guy coming out of the backfield. Just a little wheel route at the bottom of your screen. Linebacker tries, gets a step behind him, and a beautifully paced ball by Taj Boyd. Another 19-yard gain for Clemson.
Boyd looking left, flag on the play before the completion to Hopkins, and looks like this will be coming back.
Ball start. Number 79 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Our first flag of the afternoon.
Philip Price, number 79, a guy they really like on the offensive line. Former walk-on. So he's the toughest guy up there on their front.
We were watching Chad Morris just moments ago. He's the first-year offensive coordinator for these Tigers. What does he have on 1st and 15? Almost another interception. Watkins cut inside, and he and Boyd are having a conversation right now.
Just miscommunication. Taj Boyd very unhappy with where Sammy Watkins was on that route. You'll see here, he's throwing it behind the ear on timing. You see Watkins running through the picture. I think he thought Watkins was going to hook up there versus zone coverage. Even still, even if he had hooked up, the linebacker still would have broken up that pass.
Those two had a big miscommunication play 2 weeks ago, which really cost them as well. Play action. Boyd complete to Watkins at the 35, short of the first down. So third and a few coming up after that 13-yard pass play.
Well, they tried the same route to the other side of the field. This time, Sammy Watkins on the same page as Taj Boyd.
Watkins does it all for this Tiger program. Boyd will keep it and run it.
I think he's short.
I believe so as well. It looks like a 4th and 1 coming up here for Chad Morris and his offense. We'll see what the coordinator selects to do here. There is Morris, was offensive coordinator last season at Tulsa. His first year coaching in the collegiate ranks.
I think you got to do it on the ground. You've got a bunch of senior veteran offensive linemen. Physically, you should be able to overpower this Wake Forest front.
Watkins in motion. They give it to Ellington, and first down, Clemson.
That's a lot of confidence in the big boys up front. Not only did they keep it on the ground, but giving it to their running back 4 yards, 5 yards deep in the backfield from the shotgun shows a lot of confidence in their ability to get that 4th down conversion.
Pickup of 4 on 4th down, 1st and 10 now. Boyd will keep it. Try and lean forward. They may generously give him a yard.
Pretty good play by number 45 for Wake Forest. Riley Haynes coming off the edge, defending that zone read. Had Boyd guessing.
So 2nd and 9 now for Clemson. About 7.5 left in the first half. Ford goes in motion. Looking for Ford, and Ford has it. That went from an interception to a reception like that, a gain of 24.
That's a second wheel route they've hit on this drive. Watch the catch by Brandon Ford, just going up and over the Wake Forest defender, Kyle Wilbur. And that's just sheer athleticism. Everybody talks about Dwayne Allen being the best tight end in the country. How about his backup, Brandon Ford, making a play?
Boyd now 6 of 11, 99 yards, 1 interception. Second and goal coming up after the gain of 1 by Ellington.
When you look at this Clemson offense and the number of offensive weapons they have and depth, they just create so many mismatches on the field, and Chad Morris has such an innate ability to find those matchups and take advantage.
Watkins all alone, the bottom of the left. Boyd will run it, and Boyd will be met just shy of the end zone. A gain of 2. Nikita Whitlock, the sophomore from Wiley, Texas, with the tackle. Whitlock was the Texas 5A State Defender of the Year as a senior, but only received 1 FBS offer, and it was a late one, and it came from Wake Forest. Undersized, but boy, they say he is our defensive glue out there. 3rd and goal. Deal the fullback in front of Ellington.
Great down for play action.
Ellington dives. Touchdown. His 2nd of the afternoon.
Andre Ellington, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, able to do it on the ground. Talked about the offensive linemen, the seniors on this Clemson team.
Play is being reviewed.
The officials want to make sure Ellington crossed the plane. We saw it earlier with a Wake Forest touchdown. The officials want to make sure they get these scoring plays right.
Ruling on the field, a touchdown. Ellington scored from 4 yards out in the first quarter. This one a 1-yard leap if it stands.
Just the initial view that we saw really looked like he had enough momentum getting over that goal line. It's a good look from up top. And I do feel like he reached for the plane and crossed it with that football. And regardless, because it was called a touchdown, I don't think from the views we saw that there would be a reversible.
After the review, the ruling on the field stands as called. Touchdown.
There you go.
13 plays, 80 yards in 5 minutes and 39 seconds. And Clemson reclaims the lead, trying to make it a 7-point advantage. Chandler, Catanzaro with his 2nd point of the afternoon. 14-7 Tigers.
Clemson's offense back on track. Brandon Ford with the big catch. Andre Ellington with the payoff. When we come back, it's Wake's turn to answer.
Welcome back to the ACC on ESPN. Home is where the wins have been for Clemson this year. They are 6-0 here at Memorial Stadium, outscoring the opposition by an average 41-25 scoreline. There's the scoring drive for Clemson to put them up 14-7. Lavelle Jackson and Morel Noel back deep for Wake Forest. Noel, the redshirt freshman. Noel inside his 10. Crosses the 25, and then he's finally brought down. More football coming your way tonight here on ESPNU at 7 Eastern. The #1 team in the land, 9-0 LSU in action as they host Western Kentucky. That one presented by 5 Hour Energy. And then Hawaii and Nevada at 10:15 p.m. Eastern here on ESPNU. Flag on the play on that return.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 20 of the kicking team. 15 yards to the end of the run. First down.
Latique Townsend whistled for the personal foul, so Wake Forest will take it over at the 41. Second penalty on Clemson today. They average only 3.9 a game.
Latique Townsend right in the middle of your screen, right block in the back, late hit. Officials all over it.
Price from the shotgun. Another easy completion, finds his tight end, Andrew Parker, the senior from Jacksonville, a gain of 3.
Clemson's got to come up and challenge those easy throws. They need to get jams on the receivers, throw off the timing of Wake Forest, and most importantly, they need to start pressuring Tanner Price. He's way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
Wake has rushed for 67 yards already this half, Danny. Their average is about 104. It's one of the reasons, A, it's a close game, and B, they have kept the time of possession battle very tight as well. And they go to the ground here. Orville Reynolds, the true freshman from Coral Springs, Florida, picks 2.
Clemson catching up a little bit in the ball control battle.
3rd and 5 coming up for the Demon Deacons. They are 3 for 5 on 3rd downs here in the first half. Four-man rush. Price complete and a first down. Terrence Davis.
Tanner Price is picking apart this Clemson defense with the quick hitting slant routes, in cuts on the outside. Beautiful ball placement here too. So go down, he keeps his receiver from getting hit. On a 3rd down throw like that, you can do that. Throw him away so you don't lay him out to dry.
10-yard gain. Price now 9 of 12 for 74 yards and a touchdown. Give to the true freshman Reynolds, and Reynolds showing some speed and leans forward. That one will be just short of a first down, but a great pickup on first down. So 2nd and short coming up for Wake Forest.
Orville Reynolds, the true freshman, finding some space, and look at him bouncing off tacklers.
Well, quarterback sneak here to get a first down for Wake Forest. Back to Orville Reynolds, number 27. They pulled the red shirt off of him last week in the 4th quarter of that game versus Notre Dame. Not big, but fast. With Josh Harris probably out for the rest of the season due to that hamstring, and Nick Knott, another running back, unable to play. They said, we can't keep the shirt on him anymore. He's got to play and produce now. And Reynolds remains in. Clemson trying to show some pressure. Here's Reynolds with the reception across the 30, hit from the left and pulled down at about the 26. So another big gain on first down. Breland with the tackle. That one will go for 6 yards.
And talking to Jim Grove, you know he doesn't like to redshirt guys. Really wanted to hold out Orville Reynolds for the entire season because there's a formula at Wake Forest. That's to get guys in there, redshirt them, play a lot of juniors and seniors, but by necessity, they needed a big play back at the running back position, and Orville Reynolds got the call.
And Reynolds stays in. Price has hooked up with 8 different receivers already. He drops back here. Here comes some pressure in his face. Another completion to Reynolds. Not a whole lot of space to run, but he gets out of a jam and crosses the 25. They're going to mark this one awfully close to a first down.
Tanner Price, once again, just work in the pocket. Watch him just drift away from that pressure, sets up the screen to Orville Reynolds. I really like Reynolds. He's tough to bring down. Shifty in the backfield, not the biggest guy, but he can make you miss. There you see the change of direction, picking up those extra yards after that first contact. Clemson can't even get a first contact.
So Reynolds hitting some water as the chains come out to measure this one, and that short.
Seeing Orville Reynolds, a true freshman, getting that water reminds me, when I was a freshman, I'd go in there and you'd have so much energy, you'd be so amped up, you'd get cottonmouth. You literally could not feel your tongue. So I wonder if he has the same feeling out there, playing in this environment on this stage with, you know, a possible ACC championship berth on the line.
Got to spit that lactic acid out as well, right?
I don't know the medical reasons behind it. I just knew it was hard to talk, hard to do anything.
Yeah, that's what my high school soccer coach told me, at least, and it stayed with me.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So Wake, 4 of 6 on third downs today. Here's a third and a very short one. Price looks to lean forward to get this one. And the big 6'2" sophomore will have a first down.
Well, you only need inches, and you've got a quarterback with some decent size like Tanner Price. All you need is a little bit of movement. Tanner Price just finding a little bubble to work towards the fall forward.
It's hard to think this game could have gone any better in the first half for Wake Forest.
No, it's played out perfectly for them. Both sides, they've made Clemson drive the length of the field offensively, and for Wake's offense, they're doing pretty much whatever they want to.
Price has had 4 carries, Danny. All of them have gone for first downs. Price steps up through the pocket. He'll run this one. Won't go for a first down, but it will cross the 20, and he's bumped out at about the 18. Pickup of 5. Wake Forest needing a win today, and they will control, I mean, they control their own destiny right now. A win today and next Saturday at home versus Maryland, and they will be your ACC Atlantic Division champs and off to the ACC championship game in Charlotte.
You know, I saw Jim Grobe at the ACC media days over the summer and asked him about Tanner Price, and he said he really liked him a lot. And I was a little bit surprised because of the performance his freshman year, but clearly Jim Grobe saw a lot of potential in Tanner Price.
2nd and 5, under 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. Price to Reynolds, who will finally kick it out of bounds.
That ball was a lateral pass. You see the official marking it. That's going to be a huge loss for Wake Forest because of the field goal positioning.
That may go for a loss of 13 yards.
That is a tough break. Once again, one of those throws you take for granted, figuring you're just going to swing it out there to your back, but the way that Orville Reynolds had bowed back, which he's supposed to do, that ball was thrown backwards.
Now this would now make this about a 47, 48-yard field goal attempt, and Wake is going to need some time to talk this one out.
Well, they might even want to try to get the officials to review this, to have a look.
We'll see what they come up with when we return. Clemson on top by 7. Tommy Luganville stepping up, bringing his cowboy boots up to the studio booth. Good job, Tommy. Good to have you. Look forward to hearing more from you at halftime. But here in Death Valley, a big 3rd and 17 for Wake Forest. Down 7.
For Wake Forest, you're not really concerned about getting the first down. You're concerned about making this an easier kick for your kicker.
Price under duress, throws it away.
A good job by Price avoiding the sack and buying just enough time to throw it away, because if he had been brought down, it would have been a huge loss and probably taken them out of field goal range.
This will be a 47-yard attempt. He connected from 46 last week to Jamie Newman. His career best is 48. Not even close.
Now you can see the impact of that play with that lateral pass that cost them a 13-yard loss. There's a look at the kick, the way it came off. Wasn't sure if it got blocked. This came out ugly, I think.
just to miss it. Now, coming up a little bit later today, Coach K continues his pursuit of Bob Knight and the most wins by men's D1 head coach. Duke taking on Presbyterian. A win would tie him. Duke really struggled last night at home versus Butler, but you can see this one live at 4:30. Our coverage begins at 4 with Coach K's record climb pregame. Taj Boyd from the shotgun. And Boyd will run out of trouble, pick up 2 yards.
And this is an important stop for Wake Forest defensively. They've got some momentum. They're hanging in this game. It's 14-7. They don't want to go down 14 into halftime. And if you're Clemson, you're looking to gain advantage of that momentum with a scoring drive here. Minute 10, a lot of time left for Clemson.
Clemson 203 yards of offense. And an interception. Nope. Dropped. Boy, the second dropped pick by Wake Forest today. That was Mike Olson who had it.
Just a double slant route. Taj Boyd really forced it into a window he shouldn't have. You got to get off that receiver. Kind of got stuck on his first progression right to Mike Olson. And really watching this Clemson offense, it is so much dictated by how Taj Boyd handles the football, his decision making. They really rely on him. You know, everybody talks about Sammy Watkins and the impact they have, but it's the guy with the ball in his hands. It's Taj Boyd.
It's a second timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout called by Clemson, and the struggles for Boyd continue. 2 weeks ago in his last game, it was, as the coaching staff referred to it, his worst game yet at Clemson. He went 23 of 40, 58 percentage, 295 yards, but 2 picks.
Well, I think in this offense, because it's so offensive-minded and they have big plays, you get in a mindset that you should complete every pass. And I think what Taj Boyd has to do is just get off it and be content with a throwaway sometimes, with maybe having to take a sack. You know, you want to try to throw it away, keeping the football. He's athletic enough where he can do something with his legs, but what he has to do is just make good decisions and go through his progressions.
So Boyd has 1 interception on the afternoon, could very easily have 3. Here's his head coach talking about fast starts and quick falls over the ears, and here's how you change it. Believe that you can, get that foundation going, and if you don't believe it, you've got no chance. Well, he believes, and so do the fans here at Clemson. And Taj Boyd had that one dropped by his all-star receiver, Watkins. That would have been enough for a first down. So this is the first 3 and out we have seen today from either side.
And credit Wake Forest with a couple defensive plays on that series. We talked about the importance of them stopping Clemson so that they could go into halftime only down 7, and now they get the ball back with 3 timeouts. They might be able to put some points on the board themselves.
So first 3 and out for Clemson. Campanaro back around his 30 to receive this punt. Dawson Zimmerman at his 20 to kick it. Campanaro from the 28. Flag thrown late. Return of about 6 yards, but I think this is going to be coming back.
This Clemson home crowd saw a penalty, voiced their opinion, and the officials saw it as well.
They're good at voicing their opinion out here, aren't they?
They are.
During the return, holding number 17, the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
On the right side of your screen, number 17. Call it a hold or a tackle, whatever you want to do.
Well, this has to change the mentality of this drive. Now you're backed up to your 20.
I don't think it does.
Really? 3 timeouts? I agree.
3 timeouts, a lot of time. 48 seconds is a lot of time. You can operate with some urgency, take your shots. I think the most important thing is just to be smart, but it looks like Wake Forest is going to be happy taking it to the locker room.
Clemson will receive the kickoff to start the second half, and Jim Grove and company are going to say, you know what, we're fine going to the locker room down 7. We have handled everything Clemson has thrown at us. We've run 37 plays for 167 yards. We've scored. We haven't turned it over. We haven't committed a whole lot of penalties. And
yeah, I think Wake Forest, even though they're down 7, have to feel pretty good about where they stand in this game. They go into the locker room with some confidence on both sides of the ball. They came up with a big stop defensively before the half. Offensively, they've been able to move the ball down the field. In any case, it's setting up to be a fun second half.
Both these teams playing the Atlantic Division title in the back of their head. Ford with the touchdown reception for Wake Forest. Both Tiger touchdowns have been scored by Andre Ellington. 1 from 4, 1 from 1. So, Tommy, we've had 3 touchdowns and 1 marriage proposal. 14-7 Tigers at the break. Welcome back to Death Valley in the ACC on ESPN. Wake Forest and Clemson battling for the Atlantic Division title in the ACC. Clemson on top at the break, 14-7, and they will get the kickoff here in the second half. Rob Stone, former ACC quarterback. Danny Cannell here with you. We talked about the impact Sammy Watkins has on just about every game he plays in. He's 4th in the nation, tops in the ACC in total yardage. He's very close to that number already. 111 yards, though, just on 6 touches, but about 20 a touch for him, which is pretty dynamic.
He's fun to watch. I mean, anytime he gets his hands on the football, it has the potential to score a big play. Wake Forest is definitely aware of where he is and the effect that he has. Let's take a look at Sammy Watkins this first half. See him here line up in the slot. Watch what he does, though. He's going to motion around, catch a little flip or reverse. And once he gets to that edge, the speed takes over and the ability to elude tacklers, getting about an extra 10 yards. Here, even he has an effect when he doesn't get the ball. He's going to motion into the backfield at the halfback position. Andre Ellington's going to get the handoff, but the defense has to respect his ability to run the option with Taj Boyd. Then finally, hey, just line him up at the wildcat position in the backfield, snap him the ball directly, give him a crease, and he will turn it into a big play.
And Watkins is out there to return this kick. He's had 1 kickoff return today. It went for 32 yards. He's rushed twice for 32 yards and 3 grabs for 47 yards. So 6 touches, 111 total yards of offense. He averages 187 a game. Jimmy Newman, who missed the field goal in the second quarter, sends it into the air. We're underway here in the second half. Watkins from the end zone puts the brakes on.
He thought about it.
Clemson at number 9 in the land with a win today. They would wrap up the ACC Atlantic Division and they would head to the Dr. Pepper ACC Championship game December 3rd in Charlotte. But Wake Forest very much in the mix of things. A win today by Wake and then a win next Saturday versus Maryland, and it would be Wake Forest in the ACC Championship game. The game you can see live on ESPN December 3rd. Taj Boyd, 1 interception in the first half. Very easily that number could have been 3. And they start by going to the ground here in the 3rd quarter. Gain of 17 yards for Andre Ellington.
You talk
7
about,
yards, rather, excuse me.
You talk about Clemson's offense and wonder what adjustments Chad Morris made at halftime. The really adjustment he has to make is just talking to Taj Boyd, tell him to be smart with the football.
Boyd takes the easy completion. Around, met at just beyond the 36.
And those are the types of throws that Taj Boyd needs to take all afternoon long. If they're going to give you those easy completions, take them and drive your way down the field.
So first down here. Watkins in motion. Boyd looks to him, complete to Watkins, avoids 1 tackle and is dropped when the second tackler comes to help out. Kyle Wilbur sniffing that one out. And a loss of 1. Kyle Wilbur, one of their top players defensively, a guy who's got an opportunity to play at the next level, has blocked 4 kicks through the course of his career. Helps when you're 6'5". Boyd. That one thrown behind the very talented tight end Dwayne Allen, and Allen still without a reception today.
Yeah, that's a little shocking to me, especially when we talked to Chad Morris, and he said Dwayne Allen is our most important impact player on offense. They like getting him involved.
Said coming into the season, he was the guy I had to get involved. Allen, you talked to Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, the ESPN NFL draft experts. They'll tell you he's the #1 rated tight end. Should he come out early? And Boyd incomplete there. Folks looking for a flag as Hopkins went down, but that one well short. Okoro with the coverage.
Kenny Okoro, pretty good defense there, locked up on the outside. That's why the throw was affected by Taj Boyd. I think he just threw that one away and recognized it was covered.
Some conversation on the sideline between Morris and Boyd. Michael Campanaro back inside his 30 to field this punt. Dawson Zimmerman at his 20 to kick it away. Campanaro at the 26. Across the 35, out of bounds. Close to the 37. A little bit later today at 4:30 Eastern, Presbyterian takes on #6 Duke as Coach K tries to tie Bobby Knight for the most wins by a men's Division I head coach. And after that one's done, we'll send it down to Baton Rouge. #1 LSU coming off that overtime win over Alabama last Saturday night in action as they take on Western Kentucky. Both those games live right here on ESPNU.
Wake Forest needs to have a strong third quarter.
Pendergrass, good run. Just short of the 45, a gain of 7 on first down. Tackle there by Andre Branch.
Wake Forest has struggled in third quarters. The last 3 games, they've been outscored 31-7 coming out of halftime. So they're going to look to change that this afternoon.
Trying to become bowl eligible and remain alive in the ACC Atlantic Division race is Wake Forest. 2nd and 3. Intended for Campanaro, way behind him.
This is the adjustment Clemson's defense has made. Look at all the press coverage across the board. Guys are right up in the receiver's face, and that's throwing off the timing between Tanner Price and his receivers. Saw Campanaro just a little late to get his head around because he's got a guy's hands in his chest. He's got to shake that defender.
Campanaro pleading for a flag, didn't get it. 3rd and 3 for the Demon Deeps. Picked off, and he's got a lane. Flag on the floor. Jonathan Meeks tackled inside the 15.
Campanaro was politicking the play before, wanted a pass interference. Going to be a real interesting call here.
The ball was tipped, which will be a big factor in this call.
But was it called on the initial defender? That's going to be the biggest question. That's what the officials are discussing right now. We talked about the press coverage, getting more aggressive, more physical with Wake Forest's receivers.
Before the ball was thrown, we have holding, number 15 of the defense. Will be a 10-yard penalty for the previous spot, automatic first down.
It's on Cody Sensabaugh, the outside defensive back. That's the risk you run into when you run these press coverages and you get more aggressive.
3rd penalty on Clemson, and it's a big one.
I like the mindset. It's a good adjustment at halftime by Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator, trying to throw off the timing routes, the quick throws that Wake Forest has been throwing, and that time just got penalized for their aggression.
There's Kevin Steele, the highly acclaimed defensive coordinator for Clemson. We had a great talk with him. He went to the chalkboard with us, the dry erase board, and did some coach speak for us for about 3 minutes straight. He lost me about 10 seconds in. Price complete. Campanero avoids one tackle, gets a first down, still on his feet inside the 30. And then a flag is thrown in.
A couple penalties, a couple flags.
Could be a face mask on Rashard Hall. This would be back-to-back big penalties on the Tigers. It's a gain of 17 initially as we wait for the call from Tom McCreesh.
Personal foul, face mask, number 31 in the defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Here's a look at the play. Just going to run a little screen to the outside. Bubble pass. Campanero's going to catch it. Chris Givens blocking down the field for him, and right at the end, you saw him yank to the ground right there. Clearly had a hold of that face mask.
So another red zone opportunity here for the Demon Deacons, trying to tie this one up at 14s. Price rolling to his right. The lefty stops and throws it away.
Well, Clemson clearly has a game plan for this second half. Look at all the guys in press coverage on the outside. They're running step for step with Wake Forest's receivers. Tanner Price has nowhere to go with it, so he throws it out. Good decision by Tanner Price. Clemson clearly more aggressive in the secondary against these Wake Forest receivers. Once again, all lined up across the board.
Price, man in his face, incomplete. Looking for Givens, who couldn't pull it in.
Well, Chris Givens, we talked about him and Sammy Watkins at the open, the impact they could have on this game, but Givens only 2 catches for 16 yards, but Campanero taking advantage of the opportunity. And right now, when you've got teams pressing you, playing that physical style of football, you just have to be more precise, more patient as a quarterback. Let your guys get open.
Givens alone at the top of the screen. They go down the middle. Campanero, another grab. And should be enough for a first down.
And your receivers can help you as well by shaking that press, giving a good move off the football, and that's exactly what Campanero did that time. Nice little head fake to the outside, came on an inside slant.
5th grab for Campanero to lead all receivers this afternoon.
This is tight whether he gets it.
Ooh. Took a little secondary lick in the back there, didn't he?
They are short.
And another.
Well, twice this afternoon, Wake Forest has been able to get a first down this distance by running the quarterback sneak. The big question here is, they have the guts to call it in this situation.
Do you take the points, or do you go for 7? You're on the road down 7 versus number 9.
I'm an aggressive by nature as a football player. I always was. I like the call. I think you try to put in your offensive lineman. It's only inches. Plus, Taj Boyd, Clemson's offense has been struggling. You pin them back if you don't get it.
It's the biggest offensive line in Wake Forest history. About 1,570 pounds across the line there, and throwing some tight ends as well. Price leans in and stopped initially. The second surge should be enough.
3 for 3 on quarterback sneaks for Tanner Price.
I believe all but one time that Price has run the ball today, it's been for a first down, should this go.
And I think in Jim Grobe's mind, that was the only down and distance where he would have gone for it, where he knew all he had to do was get a quarterback sneak. If it was a yard or more, I think he would have taken the field goal. They're going to bring him out.
It's going to be close
than we think.
I don't think Wake Forest is real pleased with the spot of this ball. And for good reason.
Wow. I thought he had
So a big stand there by Brandon Thompson and the rest of the Tiger D.
Jim Grove is talking to the official. He's all the way out in the field, wanting to know where they spotted that football. And it's the challenge with this is if they review it, this is probably the hardest call to get changed.
Well, it's one they got to have right here. Well, this is absolutely critical for both these programs.
Which was measured to be short of the first down, is being reviewed to determine the spot was correct.
You're right. trying to determine the correct spot there. Well, the review is underway. We'll tell you what they come up with when we return.
After review, the play stands as called on the field. First down, Clemson.
Danny, during that break, you and I looked at all the replays, and if you wanted visuals of mass humans pounding on each other, that's what you got, but you had no clue where the ball was.
No, there was not enough evidence for them to overturn the spot. Let's see Jim Grove getting an explanation exactly why the ball was spotted where it was. But in any case, Clemson here with the ball coming out.
So Wake Forest now 3 red zone possessions today. Have come away with only 7 points. Again, that was something that plagued them last Saturday night in their loss at home to Notre Dame. They had 2 red zone possessions in the 4th quarter. Came away with 0 points. So Grove and his defense going to have to limit Taj Boyd, Sammy Watkins, and the Tigers here. Two, maybe 3 on first down by Ellington. Worst starting field position of the day for Clemson. A gain of 3 on first down for Ellington. Now has 10 carries for 32 yards. Bigger hole and a first down. Ellington missed their last game with a bad left ankle. Looking good today, though, Danny.
What a luxury for Clemson to be coming out of backed up in their own territory. Able to hand it a couple times to Andre Ellington, the left side of that offensive line. So strong for Clemson.
2 wideouts to the left and the right of Boyd. Pump fake, looking for Watkins. Overthrew it. Flag on the field, and it's near the quarterback, Taj Boyd. And this may be holding.
On Philip Price, number 79, the left tackle.
Holding, 79 of the offense. Half the distance to the goal, remains first down.
Have a look at left tackle. Coming into your screen right there, just a little bit too much. Earlier, before he came into the screen there, you saw him grabbing a little bit of Wake Forest jersey.
5th penalty today on Clemson, 3rd alone here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Clemson, they need to do something on this drive. They've been a little lethargic.
And they want a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, they're just having trouble getting things going. The fans are starting to sense it. They're getting a little frustrated, and Wake Forest is just hanging around. I don't think this is the type of performance they were expecting this afternoon, coming off a loss. I think they were expecting to come out and vent a little frustration and have a big performance.
Looked like they were trying to get a timeout there, and they changed their mind. Ellington, the tailback. Give to Andre across the 10. Pickup of 3.
Well, the thing Wake Forest has done nicely this afternoon is they haven't given up the big play. On that penalty, you saw Sammy Watkins running a double move. Clemson wasn't able to connect. You know, their biggest play of the day has probably been about 30 yards. They haven't been able to do too much with their big play offense.
2nd and 14. Another one that probably could have been picked off. That one thrown in between the tight end Allen and the wide receiver Hopkins. And a man down on the floor. That's Philip Price, the starting left tackle for Clemson.
Number 79.
So the high-powered Clemson offense continuing to sputter a little bit here. They're up 7, 10:03 left in the third. Philip Price helped to his feet and helped off the field. Watch the left side of your screen. He is rolled up as that right knee took a hit. Price, one of the great stories for this Clemson team, a former walk-on at tight end. This is his first year starting at left tackle. He's got NFL potential now. Boyd comes out firing and in and out of the hands of the tight end Allen. Josh Bush there on the defense, and the punt team comes out for the Tigers. 3 consecutive possessions that result in punts for Clemson.
Clemson's struggles continue on the offensive side of the ball, just out of sync. Taj Boyd trying to shake off that performance against Georgia Tech. It's been a challenge so far.
Zimmerman from about the 2. Campanaro at midfield. Across the 40, still in bounds, to the 20. Campanaro to the house. Strike a pose.
Well, you got to be careful.
50-yard touchdown return.
How about Michael Campanaro, the afternoon he is having? Chris Gibbons has been quiet, but Campanaro has picked up the slack. Here is the punt return. Nice hesitation, setting up that wall, shedding one tackler, and then the speed takes over. Flat out runs Jonathan Willard straight into the end zone. I was worried he was going to get a penalty with that little pose at the end.
Probably should have.
Previous play, which was ruled a touchdown on the field, is being reviewed.
Well, if this stands, this would be the first special teams touchdown for Wake this season. Did he step out of bounds?
Didn't look like it from up here.
Not at all. But
close.
Boy, was that close.
He is tiptoeing along that sideline, but I think he's in.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
There's green between the white and the shoes.
This is the 3rd time we've confirmed a score with replay. These officials want to make sure they're spot on with the calls, and all 3 times they're going to get held up. The touchdowns will stand. Campanaro's been impressive.
After
5
review,
receptions for
the
60
ruling on the field
yards.
is confirmed. Touchdown.
And now a 50-yard punt return touchdown. His first career punt return for a touchdown. And we're tied up at 14s. Campanaro, towing the line. Takes it 50 to the house, 14 all in Death Valley. Michael Campanaro with Wake Forest's first punt return touchdown since 2007. And their first special teams or defensive score of the season has tied things up here at 14s in Clemson, South Carolina. Sammy Watkins trying to return the favor. He and Jerron Brown wait at the 5. Watkins from the goal line. Crosses the 20, down at the 22. Clemson, with the victory, would move on to the ACC championship game in early December in Charlotte. Wake Forest with the victory and then a win next Saturday versus Maryland would be your Atlantic Division champ. And Florida State is still alive, but they're going to need a lot of things to go their way, including a win at 3:30 today versus Miami. A lot of folks getting fired up for that game in Tallahassee. Some of them getting a little too fired up last night, I've heard.
They get rowdy.
Ellington lost his footing trying to make that cut, a pickup of 2, 2nd and 8 for Clemson.
This is a big drive, I believe, for Clemson. They need to answer Wake Forest. The crowd is lulled a little bit. You can just tell they're starting to press a little. They just need to let the plays come to them. Taj Boyd, just go through your progressions.
Boyd, another handoff and another short gain by Ellington. Wake Forest saying the ball is on the floor and loose. Riley Haynes, Joey Ehrman there with the tackle. Still some debate. This may be Wake Forest ball, and it is. Second turnover of the game on Clemson. An interception and now a fumble.
Wow, just when we said Clemson needed to step up and make a play, they make another big mistake. And Wake Forest is absolutely energized on their sideline, sensing the opportunity they have in this game.
What a chance right now. 1st and 10 from the 25. Did they go right for it, Danny?
Great chance to take a shot.
3 receivers to the left, empty to the right. Price, complete. Chris Givens with the grab.
Let's take a look at the fumble by Ellington. Getting wrapped up. Lost the ball in the scrum of bodies in there. The officials right in there on top of it. Saw it come out.
Givens now with 3 receptions, 2nd and 3.
Once again, the adjustment Clemson's made, press coverage. Now bringing pressure.
They go to the ground. Pendergrass, touchdown, Wake! 19-yard run, their first lead of the afternoon.
Clemson made an adjustment to bring some pressure. When they did, a lot of guys around the football. What a huge turn of events for Wake Forest.
Wake Forest now with 14 points in the last minute and 43.
Clemson talked about the pressure. Look at all the guys around the football in this box. All Pendergrass has to do is get to that second level. The free safety's all the way in the middle of the field. He can't come over and support. Then it's a race to the end zone. Here's one more look. Pendergrass running it up in there. And when you can squirt through that many bodies and get to that next level, there's a lot of grass to run to, and that's exactly what Pendergrass did. On Wake Forest, we talked about their struggles in the 3rd quarter. Well, they made some adjustments, have come out hot this second half.
Both these teams are in control of their ACC Atlantic Division destiny. This 14-point outburst by the Demon Deacons have given the few fans that are brave enough to wear the black and gold here at Memorial Stadium reason to cheer. And the folks in orange are trying to pick up their team.
One guy can get the momentum back. That's number 2 for Clemson.
Watkins settles under it at the 4. Going to his left. Down across the 25. We sent it to the studio for an update. Nebraska at Penn State.
All right, guys, thank you much. Huskers already up 10-0 at Penn State. Taylor Martinez, keep in mind this Penn State defense, one of the best in the nation, as he is going down the pitch to Rex. Burkhead does the rest. It's 17-zip, Big Red.
I think a lot of people, Dari, were curious how Penn State would come out after a very emotional week. They are down early. Sammy Watkins was down after that return. No helmet around him as he's helped off, as a lot of folks here at Memorial Stadium hold their breath.
You saw the look of concern from the Clemson faithful, and that's going to be the look that all this Clemson team is going to be having the same thoughts.
Clemson will be going without left tackle Philip Price. Sprained knee will not return, so adjustment on the line. Boyd gives it to Ellington. Kyle Corals with the tackle. Watkins gets his lid back, and he's ready to rock. Native of Fort Myers, Florida, looking for his 6th 100-yard receiving game of the season. He has 4 grabs for 55 yards thus far. Boyd, play action. Over the middle, intercepted. No! Should be 4 interceptions thrown today by Boyd. Riley Haynes had it, dropped it twice.
Wow, another poor throw by Taj Boyd. You can just see a hesitation in his throw. Just not stepping and throwing with a lot of confidence, lofts it up there. What a great play by Riley Haynes. Almost comes down with it. Man, this Wake Forest defense is going to have trouble sleeping tonight if this game doesn't go their way.
Was that quadruple coverage he tried to throw that into? Boyd, 2 of his last 9 for 7 yards. There's a completion. Ellington with space and a first down.
Simply that time, Clemson just outflanking the Wake Forest defense. Getting the running back to the outside, able to utilize that speed.
Gain of 14. Dabo Swinney trying to get his team going here. They are in a funk. Boyd. Another pick. That was horrible. And a lot of space for Bush to run across midfield. Cuts inside. And finally taken down. And the Boo Birds are out in Clemson. Second interception, should be about his 5th.
Taj Boyd has really struggled to find his rhythm this afternoon. You see earlier in the game, forcing the ball downfield. A dropped interception by Bush. That time thrown into coverage. Here again, almost picked off. And then the last play. Josh Bush, who had 2 interceptions last week, gets one this week in a big critical situation.
Everything going Wake's way. 6:57 left in the 3rd. They're up 7. Trying to put a stranglehold on the Atlantic Division or the Demon Deacons. They go backwards here on first down.
Here's one more look at the interception just thrown by Taj Boyd. They ran a little trick formation, maxing protection, only 2 guys out on a route. And Taj Boyd just absolutely forced that football. They were going for the home run, but if it's not there, throw it away. You can't just hand it to the defense like that.
Second straight possession for Wake that has started in Clemson territory. Price, the lefty, complete. Campanero, who had that 50-yard touchdown on the punt return, out of bounds at the 37.
You know, so much talk goes to Sammy Watkins, but how about Michael Campanero, the afternoon he is having? Had the punt return, a big touchdown. He's been a solid receiver, kind of reminds you of Wes Welker.
6 grabs, 68 yards for Campanero. 3rd and 3. First down. Pendergrass with the grab.
Really impressed with a lot of guys on this Wake Forest team. Pendergrass among them, but Tanner Price at the quarterback position, taking pressure off his offensive line. His pocket presence, watch here, just a little step to his left to find a throwing lane, flips it out there for the first down. He has been solid this afternoon.
He understands the offense better this year, and the coaching staff understands his strengths and weaknesses better as well. Here's a big hole. Pendergrass, touchdown, Damon Deacons. 33-yard gallop. His second of this quarter. And Death Valley
is in shock.
Wake Forest points in the last 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
Well, let's go back and look at the big change in the game. Taj Boyd throwing the ball down the field, throwing it directly to Josh Bush, number 4 for Wake Forest, who has a tremendous return to set up the touchdown. The thing that was impressive about this run by Brandon Pendergrass was the little cutback lane that he found, just that little cut to open space was all he needed. Wow, and Wake Forest has absolutely come to play this afternoon.
Pendergrass, 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. 14 points off of Clemson turnovers for the Demon Deacons. Wake Forest has put 3 on the board in less than 5 minutes.
And if you're Wake Forest, you cannot let off the pressure because Clemson has the ability to score and score quickly.
Well, they need some positive mojo. It has been a nightmarish third quarter for the Tigers. Number 9 trying to avoid back-to-back losses. Watkins from about the 6. There's a burst from Watkins. Trying to shake off a tackle, dragged down just across the 30. ESPN, your home court of college hoops. And a doubleheader, the Ticket City Classic tomorrow. Cleveland State Vandy at 7. Make that at 2. And then North Carolina opens up a brand new arena just north of us in Asheville at 4 Eastern. Clemson, though, knows a thing or two about making things interesting late. Down 18 at Maryland, not once, but twice. Came back to win that one, and then Auburn, they did it as well. Boyd completes that one. And for the first time, there's Adam Humphreys.
Well, they did it twice earlier in the season, but you know what's in their mind? They didn't do it the last time they were out against Georgia Tech, and that's going to be a big mental hurdle that Clemson's going to have to get over. They're going to have all those good thoughts about what happened against Maryland.
It's David Smith now playing left tackle. That'll be right at the first down marker and should be enough. Kyle Wilbur with the tackle, but Ellington's effort should move the chains.
And Taj Boyd, who was so impressive the first 8 games, only 3 turnovers. The last 4 quarters, he has 4 interceptions, and I think it reflects on Chad Morris right now. He is calling a different game than he did in the first half. A lot more stuff on the ground.
3rd and inches. Boyd will run it. Well, he needed something positive from his game.
And you could see him take out a little frustration on that run. Tucked his shoulder down and said, hey, I'm going to get down and get this first down. Watch this point of impact. He lowers his shoulder.
Right into the middle linebacker, Mike Olson.
Sometimes that's what you need as a quarterback to get you in the game.
Boyd's a big boy, 6'1", 230, sophomore from Virginia. Another quick strike. Watkins. Sammy Watkins. And Watkins again, slow to get up. We saw that after a kickoff return. That one will go for 17 and another first down.
He has some sort of ailment. Looks like the way he's running, he's favoring that shoulder. Here you see him, when he gets the balls in his hand, it's that quick burst up the field. It makes him so impressive. But right now, they've got to be worried about his shoulder.
Under 4 to go here in the 3rd. Boyd the handoff. Down close to the 35 after a gain of 3 was DJ Howard. There's Watkins on the sideline still.
They're feeling up under there, that right shoulder. Testing it out, the medical staff.
Boyd, complete. Bouncing the first tackle was Brown and gets to the 15. First down, Tigers.
Oh, and the crowd finally has something to cheer about. Nicely done by Taj Boyd. It is a challenge as a quarterback. You have to have a short memory when you are struggling on the field. Taj Boyd stepped up, made a firm, decisive throw, and a big play for Clemson.
That one went for 18. Tigers in the red zone. Ellington across the 15. Third trip in the red zone for Clemson today. The first 2 resulted in touchdowns, short runs by Andre Ellington. Had a 4-yard run in the first quarter, a 1-yard dive in the second quarter. Boyd slings it, complete. First down. Humphreys, another grab. Humphreys, a Clemson fan since childhood. Maybe behind Sammy Watkins as far as being the biggest impact true freshman guy for the Tigers. But the coaching staff said that he is right there, kind of that Wes Welker type guy, very possession type receiver. First and goal for the Tigers. Under 2.5 to go in the third. Ellington took a hit, remained on his feet, had his balance, and was sent back. Quarles and Bush, some hard hits.
Big hits. Andre Ellington trying to spin move on the goal line, but watch Quarles come up and meet him at the point of attack. Right there. Great follow-up, too, by Josh Bush. Finishing him off, making sure he didn't get that second effort into the end zone.
Ellington checks out. They're still checking the right shoulder area of Sammy Watkins. Second and goal for Clemson. From the 2. Mike Bellamy, the true freshman, your tailback. It'll be Boyd. Flag on the field. Touchdown. Will it stands.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. 5 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
6th penalty of the afternoon on Clemson, and it nullifies the Boyd touchdown.
And Clemson just keeps making mistakes, mental errors, penalties. That time, which is a failure to line up correctly, your most basic thing in football, getting the formation correct. They do run a ton of different looks formation-wise, but still, you have to be able to line up correctly.
Second and goal from the 7. Bellamy remains in at tailback. Boyd looking left. Fires, complete. Waiting for the call. There it is. Touchdown, Brandon Ford.
Here's one look.
The previous play, which was ruled a touchdown, is being reviewed.
He started his jump out of bounds, but when he caught the ball, I think his toes were up off the chalk.
If it stays, it'll be Ford's 2nd touchdown of the season and 4th of the career for the junior.
And what a critical call for Clemson right here in this situation. Officials looking at Brandon Ford. Was he inbounds or not?
Jim Grobe had a tough ball spot go against him on a 4th down opportunity earlier deep in Clemson area, and now we take a closer look. I see green between the white and the shoes there.
That's a look when he had possession of the football, but before that he was out of bounds.
Have you seen anything for them to go against this ruling on the field as a touchdown? Well, they have come to a decision. Let's see what.
After review, the ruling on the fan stands. Touchdown.
And there you go. They saw it. Great camera work. We saw the toes up. Possession, feet in bounds.
Taj Boyd really needed that one as well. His 11th consecutive game with a touchdown pass, but he was struggling mightily. So it's a 7-point game.
Brandon Ford likes the replay.
10 plays, 68 yards. Touchdown. Boyd to Ford. 7-point game, 1:23 left. And we sent it to the studio.
All right, guys, thank you much. Let's check out what's going on in Nebraska and Penn State. Now, Penn State down 17-zip at home. Stephon Green, after a 40-yard pass play, runs it in 17-7.
So Penn State trying to make a game of it. Boy, the schedule is tough for Penn State down the stretch. They need losses by Wisconsin and Ohio State today and a win by them to clinch the division, but their next 2 opponents, Wisconsin and Ohio State. 7-point game here in Death Valley, and the folks in orange and purple have come alive. Boyd 5 for 5 for 58 yards and a touchdown on that drive. Short kick fielded by Noel. Good return. And he stood up to the 35. Loose ball. Demon Deacons got there first, looks like.
And Wake Forest has to keep an aggressive mindset. They have got to be prepared to score every time they get the football for the rest of this game. Because with Clemson, they just started to find some mojo. Tanner Price, Taj Boyd looked much more comfortable once he found his rhythm. But Wake Forest has got to keep doing what they've been doing the entire time. Stay aggressive, don't get conservative.
Price, complete. Campanero out of bounds at the 35. Turnovers, Danny, over the course of the last 2 games have really affected these Tigers. They had a season-high 4 turnovers in the loss at Georgia Tech, and Jim Grobe's defense has forced 3 turnovers already here today. Sammy Watkins still on the bench. See if he's ready to go next time the Tigers take control. Closing in on a minute left in the 3rd. 2nd and 7 for Price and Wake Forest. Pendergrass. Be about a yard or so short of a first down.
This Wake Forest offense has got to be pleased rushing the ball. 137 yards already at the end of the 3rd quarter. This is a team that's ranked 108th in the country as a ground attack.
They only average 104.7. With 64 yards rushing this quarter alone. He's at 108 for the game. Closing seconds in the 3rd quarter. Complete. Campanero stretches for the first down. Will they give it to him?
Campanero, really impressive. Once again, another press coverage situation. Shakes him just enough the line to buy himself some space. Tanner Price out of the pocket, able to deliver a strike. And Campanero, 6 catches on the afternoon. I think that's 7.
Wake Forest, they wanted to make it a fourth quarter game. How about a fourth quarter lead for the Demon Deacons? All right, thank you, Dari, as we take a look at our Taco Bell game track. And 21 points in the third quarter for Wake Forest to give them, at one point, a 14-point advantage. It's now been trimmed to 7.
And Wake better be prepared to score another 21 in this fourth quarter.
3 wideouts to the left of Price. Pump fake. Avoids the sack. Keeps the play alive and has a completion to Gibbons. Be just short of the first down marker, but it'll be second and a few feet for the Demon Deacons.
Tanner Price has found a way to get the ball off all afternoon. Just a little shiftiness in the pocket, and even better when he's outside, delivers a perfectly thrown ball down the field.
2nd and 1. Price was stymied the last time he went for a QB sneak. I'm not sure he got this one either.
That ball was on the ground for a second, too. Yeah, they were 3 for 3 on quarterback sneaks. That time got a little loose with the football, trying to come up quick and catch Clemson off guard.
3rd and short now for Wake Forest. No QB sneaking here. Price will keep it and run it and move the chains.
Well, it wasn't a quarterback sneak, but Tanner Price still had the ball in his hands. Great fake to the running back. Watch him stick the ball in that belly, keeps it himself, finds a crease. That is a big conversion for Wake Forest.
9 carries for Price, Danny. 6 of them have resulted in first downs. Campanero will lose 1, maybe 2. Breland, the redshirt freshman, with the tackle.
Well, Pashad Breland came up there in the open field and tackled Mike Campanero for a loss. That is something Clemson hasn't done all afternoon.
Danny, you're talking about Wake Forest. They can't take their foot off the gas. They need to keep being proactive, but you have to remember, so much of their momentum and their points has been courtesy of Clemson mistakes. It's almost like a tennis game. You just sit there and wait for the guy to have another unforced error to help you out. 2nd and 11. Price, complete. Will be well short. Knee was down, was Dembry, after the reception of 5 yards.
And as long as Clemson plays soft defense like they did there, Tanner Price is going to take those quick-hitting throws all afternoon. That's why Clemson was forced into press coverage earlier in this third quarter. We saw them do that a bunch. That time they backed off because it was a longer yardage situation. Tanner Price said, all right, I'll take those easy throws.
Danny, just got this information handed to me. Sammy Watkins, upper extremity injury, will not return.
Wow.
On 3rd and 6, Campanero can't hold on to it, no flag. Punt team comes out for Wake. Martin Jenkins there to break it up. The staff told us yesterday, Danny, about Jenkins. He'll literally fight a circle saw.
Here's a look at Campanero right in the slot. Locked up man for man. Great job by Clemson's defense that time. Tight coverage, throwing off the timing of Tanner Price and his receivers and breaking up the pass.
I don't even know how you would fight a circle saw. Well, Jenkins is the man for it. DeAndre Hopkins, the sophomore from South Carolina, back at his 10. Let it sail over his head. It's going to bounce inside the 5, knocked down, and fielded at about the 2.5-yard line. Josh Bush downing it. Tanner Price receiving some attention on the sideline. Oh, things are getting interesting.
Record at OSU, 63-6 at Tech, guys.
Cowboys with a 9-game road winning streak. Looks like that'll go to 10. Sammy Watkins out for the game. Here's the 2 plays where he was a little dinged up on, Danny.
Well, this one he went down. Didn't look like a whole lot, but he did miss a few plays on the sideline. But this is the one that knocked him out of the game, trying to stretch for that extra yardage. Went down on that right shoulder, came up holding it, and now Clemson has to find a way to back into this game without their biggest playmaker.
1st and 10 from the 3. Ellington. Oh, Ellington across the 10, 15, 20, first down. The Tigers get away from the shadows of the red zone.
Oh, and that was huge to buy them some room to work with. You're hoping just to get 5 or 6 yards just to give your quarterback some breathing room. But this time, Ellington, you see the little cutback, then jukes one defender. There are so many weapons on this Clemson offense.
21-yard gain. He now has 86. Boyd through the air, dropped.
Oh.
Hopkins had it and put it on the floor.
And that's the guy, DeAndre Hopkins, has got to step up in Sammy Watkins' absence. Got to make these plays for a quarterback who's been struggling. It's a little bit underthrown, but you have to catch that football.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers without Sammy Watkins for the rest of this game. An upper extremity injury. Boyd complete. Watkins holds on to that one. Is thrown down short of the first down marker.
That is
rather
something,
Hopkins, not Watkins.
That is something Wake Forest has done well all afternoon. They've tackled guys in open field just like that one. Merrill Noel wrapping up on DeAndre Hopkins, preventing the big play. Clemson's longest play from scrimmage is a 24-yard pass to their tight end.
And this is going to be a little short, I believe. Wilbur with the tackle. Again, it comes down to the spot. If you look at the yellow line, that's going to be just a little bit short.
They are short. Punt team is standing there. Dabo Sweeney is talking to them on the sideline.
If it is short, do you punt or do you go for it here, Danny?
I think you've got to punt it away to Wake Forest. There's a lot of time left. You've got to trust your defense can get a stop for you. They're going to use this measurement kind of as a timeout to talk about it, discuss things. Look at how close it is.
That much. Now Clemson is 2 for 2 on 4th down today.
And they are keeping the offense on the field. They're going to go for it. Andre Ellington a little slow getting on the field in this situation. And what a critical 4th down for Clemson. This is putting a lot of trust and faith in your offensive line. Probably going to see some sort of quarterback sneak or give Ellington a chance to jump over the line and get that 1st down. Might even see a cadence play where they try to draw off Wake Forest with the cadence.
Fullback Chad Deal, the senior from South Carolina, is in. He's in front of Ellington. Boyd will lean forward.
I don't know.
Not very much was given there.
Well, we saw Tanner Price come up short earlier on a 4th down and 1.
They pull the humanity away from the ball.
And he looked like he stuttered off the ball. Taj Boyd did. Let's have a look at the sneak. Watch his hand. Watch the exchange. Coming up, the ball's a little bit high, and then it gets kind of stuck in his waist. He's not able to extend it forward. And wow, what a turn of events here. Wake Forest up with a big stop.
So 1st and 10 from the Tiger. 33 right now for Wake Forest.
You know, I have a hard time with going for it there on this position in the field because basically you're handing Wake Forest a field goal at the least. Your defense, you've got to have faith in your defense to give you the ball back with a lot of time left.
Saw Price on the sideline having his throwing hand tended to. Price takes the shotgun snap, puts it in the belly of Pendergrass, who's had a wonderful afternoon. And big pickup there on first down, so second and manageable coming up for the Demon Deacons. Big old offensive line for Wake Forest, their biggest in school history, and most of them are seniors. See Godfrey there at 6'3", 315. Williams, 6'4", 310. There's big 75. Michael Hogue, the right guard. Some big old boys pushing Clemson around today. Pendergrass finds a hole. Tripped up at the 20. First down, Wake Forest.
Brandon Pendergrass earlier in the game scored on a little cutback lane. He's found a little niche there to find a crease. Starting to the left side, but watch the cutback lane open up. Man, that is a big hole provided by his offensive line, but great vision by Pendergrass to cut it back.
130 yards rushing for Pendergrass, a new career high. Pendergrass has 80 yards here in the second half, adding to that total. Able to pick up a few more there on 1st and 10.
And Clemson saw a game their last time on the field when they played Georgia Tech. They got behind and the clock became an issue. And if Wake Forest can put a touchdown on the board, they are definitely going to be dealing with some clock issues, and they really haven't done much to stop Wake Forest all afternoon.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. Wake Forest up 7. They had 21 points in the 3rd quarter to seize the lead from the Tigers. Price under pressure, avoids the sack, throws it in the end zone. Too tall for Givens. Hawkins there with the pressure on Price. He's avoided a couple sacks here in the second half.
He's grabbing that arm again. Watch the pocket awareness. Number 42, Corco Hawkins, has him dead in the rights, but just a little duck under move, finds a way to get rid of the football, gets punished afterwards.
After that play, Price shaking off what appeared to be, it looked like his right hand. Again, he is a lefty quarterback. You still need that other hand, though.
You get a lot of hits on that off hand because you're protecting the football with it.
3rd and 7 for Wake. Lofts it up. Flags stay in the back pocket. Field goal team comes on for Wake.
Oh, if Tanner Price could have lofted just a little bit more air under that football and gave Campanaro a chance to run under it, might have had 7. But just good coverage on the outside. Campanaro, you throw it right in the back of that end zone, but put a little loft under it. To credit Bashad Breeland for pretty tight coverage as well. That was something Coach Bowden always said. They can't catch it if they can't get to it. Give them an opportunity.
Jimmy Newman missed from 47 yards earlier. Here's his second attempt. This from 32. Much cleaner, but off to the left. 0 for 2 is Newman. Newman. Jimmy Newman, one of the best in the ACC, but 0 for 2 today. More football later tonight here on ESPNU. The #1 team in the land, LSU, and that awesome defense hosts Western Kentucky. Then after that one, Brian Moniz and the Hawaii Warriors take on the Wolfpack of Nevada. College football primetime on ESPNU tonight. We are far from done here in Death Valley, and what a rough outing for Jimmy Newman. He's only missed 2 field goals on the season coming into today. Today, though, 0 for 2. The Tigers still have plenty of life and bite left in them. Boyd, shotgun, fakes the give, rolls to his right. Almost another interception. Are you kidding me?
That one, I'm going to defend him on that one, Rob.
Receiver slipped.
Receiver fell down on that one. Taj Boyd just throwing on timing. DeAndre Hopkins, see him slip right there. Loses his footing. Merrill Noel almost came up with interception, but I don't fault Taj Boyd for that one bit.
Boyd with 2 picks today, 211 yards thrown. Noel well. 17th pass breakup, most in the nation. Ellington. Good pickup there on 2nd down. This will bring up about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 3.5.
And once again, this Clemson offense, which has relied so heavily on Sammy Watkins when they needed huge plays, is going to have to find a way to generate those types of plays without him on the field.
They haven't gotten a whole lot from their big-time tight end, Dwayne Allen, either. DeAndre Hopkins, Nuke with the grab. That one will go for 11. Clemson knows a thing or two about coming back this season. Don't count these guys out yet.
In the Maryland game, down 18 twice and came back. So this team feels very comfortable in this situation.
Boyd. Ellington. Closing in on midfield, closing in on a 1st down. He'll be about a yard or so short.
It looks like Ellington is the guy that Chad Morris has kind of pinpointed to take the reins with Sammy Watkins out. Now he's coming over, taking a breather because he's been doing so much. On the ground, he takes the pressure off of Taj Boyd when you hand it to him. And when you give it to him on those screen passes, he always has the potential to break it.
Ellington, 135 total yards. This is Howard for a 1st down.
Now this Wake Forest defense, we've talked about it all afternoon. Great job, open field tackles. I don't know if you noticed, Rob, but each one of these last few plays, it looks like Clemson is so close to breaking one free. Wake Forest needs to make sure they stay wrapped up on these weapons.
Fake to Howard, play action. Boyd. Complete to the 40-yard line. Dwayne Allen with his 1st reception, a gain of 6. Is that right? Is that his 1st grab?
I think it is. He's been quiet this afternoon. Here's Taj Boyd eluding a pass rush and finding a way to get rid of the ball for some positive yardage.
2nd and 4. A little trickeration from the Tigers. Complete. Looked like his knee was down there momentarily. It was Brown. And it was at about the 32.
Watch the discipline of this offensive line. They're running a freeze play, which means they are strictly trying to draw this Wake Forest defense. We'll take a look at it in a bit.
Official. Referee tripped up behind the play. 1st down coming up here for the Tigers. Very important drive for Clemson. Under 6.5 to go, down 7. Both these teams fighting for the ACC Atlantic Division title. Play action. Boyd. Complete to the tight end, who's met immediately Ford with the grab. Ford had that 7-yard touchdown in the 3rd quarter and gets a 1st down grab here.
And he also had their biggest play of the game on a same route. Brandon Ford just running a wheel route on the outside. It's been something they've had some success on this afternoon.
Clemson back in the red zone here. There's Ford's numbers. Ellington, another carry, leaping over the initial defender.
This Clemson offense is so creative. They do so many different looks. They throw so many different things at you. Tim Billings, Wake Forest defensive coordinator, he calls them a lot of zip, zaps, and zos.
We heard that a couple of times on our conference call earlier this week.
You have to be ready for anything for this Chad Morris coached offense.
Clemson unbeaten at home this year, 6-0. Boyd. Touchdown, Tigers! Brown with the grab. Second touchdown thrown by Boyd. 10 plays, 80 yards for the 6, trying to make it 7 to tie it up.
Taj Boyd able to shake off a few interceptions. Comes up with a big play to knot it up at 28.
We were tied at 7s, then at 14s, now at 28. In the red zone, Clemson outstanding today. 4 for 4, all 4 of those touchdowns. Wake Forest has been there 5 times. They've only come away with 2 touchdowns. Taj Boyd trying to get his team back in front. They're going to have to do it without Sammy Watkins out for this game with an upper extremity injury. Noel bobbles it inside his 5, picks it up. Not a whole lot of room, and he's out of bounds just beyond the 15.
Let's go back and look at the touchdown right here. You're going to have an outside clearing route, an underneath flat route, and then a backside crossing route. Taj Boyd, excellent job going through his progressions. Nothing's there on the front side, comes all the way back to the backside crosser, delivers a perfect pass. Got to credit Taj Boyd with shaking off some poor throws, settling down and leading this offense down the field.
Clemson 5 and 4, 4 and 2 in conference play. They still control their own destiny here in the Atlantic, but they must get a win today.
You got to wonder how this Wake Forest team is going to respond to this situation. Clemson's very comfortable coming from behind, being in battles. And there you see a look at Wake Forest's 4th quarters. Outscored 100-37. So they have struggled, and it's not going to get any easier this afternoon in this environment. This crowd is on its feet.
2nd and 9. We'll go backwards. Jonathan Willard with the tackle.
There's a player down for Wake Forest. But Clemson, the adjustments they made defensively, getting more aggressive, getting in the receivers' faces, has forced Tanner Price to take these shorter routes to his running backs. Then they come up and make the tackle. Jonathan Tig Willard. And now Wake Forest faced with a big 3rd down and long situation with the player down.
That's Colin Summers down. While we have a break, we'll send it to Dari in the studio. Dari?
All right, Rob, Penn State, Nebraska. Nittany Lions down 10 at home in the 4th. They get tricky, believe it or not. The ball ends up in the hands of Curtis Drake, who then throws to his quarterback, Matt McGloin, inside the 10. That set up a Stephon Green touchdown run. Huskers lead now 17-14, guys.
Nebraska, number 19 in this week's BCS standings. Here's your top 10 presented by Discover. And again, LSU in action tonight right here on ESPNU.
But Oklahoma State today going off offensively. They're tired of hearing about that rematch talk between Alabama and LSU. Making a statement.
Stanford in action later tonight on ABC. I believe that game's on ABC as they host Oregon. I know College Game Day was there.
That's a big 3rd down for this sophomore quarterback, Tanner Price. Got to be careful with the football. If it's there, take it. Do not force it. If you have to punt it away, it's not the end of the world.
Price, 23 of 33, 154 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Now, he's played great this afternoon.
Need to get to the 25. Price avoids another sack, heaves it up. His intended receiver was tripped up at midfield. He was looking for Gibbons. Here comes the punt team. Last 3 possessions for Wake Forest. 2 punts and a missed field goal.
Well, in the 3rd quarter, this Clemson crowd was kind of lulled to sleep, and so was the Clemson offense. Well, now in the 4th quarter, it is the exact opposite.
DeAndre Hopkins at his 49. Bad punt. May take a good bounce for Wake. Hopkins will scoop it and met immediately.
You know what, though? That's a great play by DeAndre Hopkins. Saved his team about 10 or 15 yards of field position.
Josh Bush with the tackle. Taj Boyd, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. What's in store when we return from Mr. Boyd? Rob Stone and Danny Cannell welcoming you back to the ACC on ESPN. Clemson entered the season unranked and picked to finish 2nd in the Atlantic. Well, they're number 9 in the land right now at 8-1 and tied up with Wake after scoring 14 consecutive points, trying to take the lead. A few yards there on first down. Olsen and Noel with the tackle.
Clemson, normally an extremely high-paced offense, probably going to try to work some of the clock on this drive. They don't want to get too conservative with their play calling, but they will take their time just a little bit more.
Ellington, 24 carries for 98 yards now and his 2 touchdowns. Boyd, pump fake, throws it up, and caught by his head coach. Dabo Sweeney, former wide receiver at Alabama, showing he's still got the hands. Clemson will clinch the Atlantic Division with the victory. Wake Forest must prevail today and then complement it with a home win next Saturday, and they will be your Atlantic Division champs. And Florida State still lurking in that picture. Complete to Allen, the tight end. First down, Tigers.
Oh, and what an advantage to be able to throw it to your big tight end, just a short, quick throw. Dwayne Allen, big enough body where he can drag a defender for that first down and keep this game alive for Clemson. They're getting close to field goal range where they don't even have to worry about scoring a touchdown.
Over the middle, leaping grab and pulled in. Nuke. DeAndre Hopkins.
What a great amount of trust that Chad Morris has in Taj Boyd. Taj Boyd struggled a lot of the afternoon, but still working that vertical passing game to DeAndre Hopkins. Sammy Watkins out. Hopkins has stepped up. Dwayne Allen stepped up. Ellington.
That one good for 18 yards. 1st and 10. Ellington. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
You saw the way Andre Ellington was running towards the end of that play. A little slow getting up when he went down.
Nikita Whitlock with the tackle. Whitlock saying earlier this year it was between Wake Forest and Army coming out of high school. And I don't mean West Point Army. I mean Army. Strap on your boots, Army. Fake. Boyd will run it. Across the 20. So 3rd and 5 coming up now for Clemson.
Interesting play selection here for Chad Morris. If you're the play caller, what do you dial up here? Do you let Taj Boyd take a shot with his arm, or do you keep it on the ground?
Under 2 to go. They look to the sideline for further guidance on 3rd and 5.
They're going to take what the defense gives them. Let the defense dictate the play call. To me, it looks like they have the numbers for the run.
There is your run. Quarterback right to the sticks.
Ooh, it's going to be close.
Now, we've had a couple really tight measurements today. Minute 30 left. We'll stop it and bring out the chains.
Here's a look at the numbers game I was talking about. Letting Wake Forest dictate what they run. Look inside, 5 Wake Forest defenders. You have the numbers advantage if you're Clemson, so let Taj Boyd run a quarterback draw, get some bodies on some defenders, and let him do the rest. And it is going to be tight, and it is that short.
Last time they went for it on 4th and inches, didn't go so well.
But they lucked out because Wake was not able to do anything with a missed field goal of their own, and Clemson is going to kick this field goal.
This will be the first field goal opportunity of the day for Chandler Catanzaro and his.
And I think that previous 4th down and 1 when they didn't get it probably has something to do with it. But I think this is the right decision for Dabo Swinney and this Clemson team. Take the field goal, let your defense shut down Wake Forest.
30-yard attempt. Wake Forest 0 for 2 on field goals today. Catman sends it up. No good! 0 for 3 on field goals today are these two sides.
My goodness. Those kickers always have a tough time fitting in on the team. When they have the chance to win the game, they have to take advantage of it. He knew right away. Chandler Catanzaro, one of the better kickers in the country. Look at Grove's reaction. He knew it was tight. Breathes a big sigh of relief. Man, was that close.
Well, let's see what Wake Forest has. They have all 3 timeouts left from the shotgun, from the 20. Dangerous pass is complete to the tight end Ford.
Dangerous pass, but that puts them almost immediately into a situation where they only need about 25 more yards for their own field goal attempt. What a big play for Tanner Price, finding his tight end.
That one will go for 18 yards.
Man, that ball was almost picked off right in the stomach of number 42, Corico Hawkins. I like Wake's aggressive nature here. They don't want to send it into overtime. They want to win it before it gets there.
They may have to win it courtesy of the leg of their field goal kicker, Jimmy Newman, who's having a nightmarish afternoon. Price batted down. Good defense by Martin Jenkins. They call him Flea. So fast, so quick is Jenkins.
Got to give some credit to Clemson's secondary the second half. Much tighter coverage, running step for step. Right there was Jenkins. A nice pass breakup.
3rd and 10.
Once again, Tanner Price, be careful.
Price under duress, brought down. Sack at the 25. Brandon Thompson, Rennie Moore. First sack of the afternoon for the Tiger D.
Oh, and just when they needed it the most, Clemson's defensive line stepped up. Tanner Price has found a way somehow all afternoon to elude that rush. This time, it's just too much. Big Brandon Thompson, number 98, finding a way to get to the quarterback.
Timeout on the field as Clemson will burn one as they prepare for this punt. Not a lot of folks thought Wake Forest would be tied up with 52 seconds left on the road at number 9 Clemson. One of the reasons they're in it. Turnovers, great teamwork. Here's a look at some wonderful teamwork brought to you by Russell Athletic.
Well, Josh Bush, the safety for Wake Forest, a nice interception and a better return. Returning it all the way down into positive territory, and Brandon Pendergrass finishing it off. The offense feeding off the defensive turnover for some great teamwork.
It's a very important punt coming up for Alex Wolfeck.
Yes, it is.
He's standing on his 10. And
you know, he's been doing a lot of the rugby style, taking his time to get it off. Interesting to see what approach he takes this time.
DeAndre Hopkins at the 40. Not a good one. He's going to need a lot of roll. He's going to get it inside the 35 to the 30. It's not pretty, and it's just barely effective.
Well, we saw last time DeAndre Hopkins came up and took it on a quick hop. That time, let the ball roll, probably cost them about 10 yards.
45-yard punt. 42 seconds left. We're tied at 28. The winner of this one in control of the ACC Atlantic. Clemson would win it with the victory. Wake Forest must win here. And then next Saturday versus Maryland to claim the ACC Atlantic. Florida State still alive in the picture. What kind of play calling will Clemson come out with here? 1st and 10. Boyd, pump fake, throws it, complete, just short of midfield, and knee was down after the grab by Allen. So the tight end starting to get a little involved. It looks like Boyd may have hurt his right hand on that play.
And Dwayne Allen picked up his production in this second half. A big third down the last drive and a big catch there. They're knocking on the door of field goal territory.
Boy, they're taking a lot of time on this play, though. Shotgun, Boyd, complete again.
Right back to him. It's just finding a mismatch with Dwayne Allen against a linebacker. And you just let him body up. It's like throwing the ball to the post guy down in the blocks. Now the clock's an issue. They're going to kill it.
A 16-yard grab and then a 17-yard grab, and then they spike it with 15 left on the clock. Still have 2 timeouts to burn.
With 15 seconds, and Clemson has 2 timeouts. Really a luxury they have with those 2 timeouts, meaning they can attack the middle of the field. Really opens up Wake Forest, forces them to cover sideline to sideline. And all they need.
Right now, this is about a 51, 52-yard attempt.
You still want to give him every yard you can get.
Well, remember, he missed from 30 just moments ago. Boyd, complete. Humphreys. Little run after the catch to the 26. Calling for a timeout. They'll get it with 7 seconds left. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Nice job by Adam Humphreys getting vertical as soon as he touched the football.
So about a 42-yarder right now for Catanzaro. And everybody kind of keeping their distance from the Catman right now. His career long is 48. Came 2 years ago at UNC. His long this year, 47 versus Boston College. Do you have time for one more play to get a little greedy and get a little closer?
I don't think you should get too cute. The only thing maybe is get the ball in the middle of the field and call timeout so your kicker is comfortable. But that's a decision you make with your kicker. Where do you want the ball on the field?
He's out on the field. He's ready to kick this one.
Yeah, that would have been a little too cute for my taste. Go ahead and kick it.
He knew right away on his last field goal attempt that it wasn't going to work out for him. This will be from 43 yards.
Now Wake Forest going to call a timeout.
And this may not be the first timeout we will see from Wake Forest. Time to play a little head games.
Yeah, if you're Chandler Catanzaro, you've got to be loving this opportunity at redemption. Had a chance to win. That's what Dabo Swinney is telling him right now. I know the type of guy Dabo is. Very emotional, very positive. He's telling him right now, hey, no one's going to remember that miss. You go out there and drill this. You're going to win this game for us. I guarantee you he's telling something in a positive vein.
Win the game and win the ACC Atlantic. 2 more games coming your way on the U tonight. The #1 team in the land, Les Miles, coming off that overtime win at Alabama. Is home versus Western Kentucky, and then when that one's done, some WAC football, Hawaii, and Nevada. But here we go. Chandler Catanzaro, sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina, from 43 for the lead and for potentially the ACC Atlantic title. And another timeout after we so eloquently set the stage.
You know, you said he probably told him this is for the ACC champion.
Right.
I don't think he told him that.
No.
I don't think he wanted to build it up that much. He just said you're going to win this game.
Maybe he said do it for Mason Cloy and his new fiancée, Shannon Headley. Do it for the thousands here. Taj Boyd. Not overly pretty today. 2 picks, could have been 5, maybe 6, but
they were 14 down, and he brought them back yet again without Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, and he had 220 pass yards this half. The numbers, as you said, don't look bad if you just look at it. But if you actually watched it,
he would love to have some throws back.
Yeah. So Wake has 1 more timeout left. Are they going to call it? Or are they going to let Catanzaro strike it from 43? It's up, it's long, it's good. clock is at 0. There's no way that clock ran out. We're gonna have to tell a lot of people that, including some folks with flags. The goalposts are coming down, and the coaches are shaken at midfield.
And this game is over just
Apparently,
like that.
Clemson is off to the ACC championship game. They will be in Charlotte December 3rd. Chandler Catanzaro strikes home the winning field goal.
How about the season for Clemson? Dramatic come from behind wins. How many times have we seen this scene?
The gates are open and the field is flooded. Clemson, another comeback this season. And they did it with 10 in the fourth quarter. The Catman from 43 absolutely nailed it. Jim Grobe's reaction. That's a tough one to swallow for Wake Forest. They had this one. Dabo's reaction. He's off to Charlotte. And Clemson clinches the ACC Atlantic Division title.
What a scene. It doesn't get much better than this as far as college football atmosphere. What an incredible scene.
So Clemson off to Charlotte. You'll see that one December 3rd, the Dr. Pepper ACC championship game. Looks like it may be a rematch with Virginia Tech. The Tigers win it with a last-second field goal. Coming up next, Sports Center U for Danny Cannell and our entire crew here in Clemson. We say good afternoon. The Tigers off to the ACC championship game, courtesy of the 28-31 victory over Wake Forest.